No, no one is speaking. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, everyone. Morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
16 participants have come. Four more have to come. Waiting for them. Two more.
Sir,
Three more have to come now.
Sir, I have prepared a lesson plan, and since I do not have your email address, I couldn't send it to you. I sent it to Udaya ma'am, and to your WhatsApp, I have shared it with you.
One minute. Your voice is breaking.
Sir, I have shared my lesson plan on your WhatsApp. Since I do not have your email address, I couldn't share it with you on email. Sir, am I audible?
You are audible to us.
Okay, sir has some problem, I think.
Suppose he has some.
Yes, sir. Hello. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Sir, you please share your email address so that we can send the lesson plan.
I've done that. It's in the chat.
Got it.
Okay. Good morning once again. Okay, 18 participants are here. Two more have to join, but let's start. Okay, if you have any questions, we are going to start teaching tomorrow. So all of you must have started thinking about your lessons. Have you?
Yes, sir. I have prepared a lesson plan. I couldn't share it with you. I can share it right now.
Could you please speak a bit louder? Your voice is very low, Joseph.
Yeah, yes, sir. I have prepared the lesson plan. I can share it with you right now. And I need your guidance.
No, you can actually tell us you can actually tell us what you are planning to do tomorrow.
Oh yes, sir, I will.
Yeah, all of us, let us listen to him, okay? And we'll provide feedback to Mr. Joseph. Is that fine, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we'll listen to him. We'll find out from him the aim of his lesson, the objectives of his lesson, and how he is planning to, structure his lesson. How is he going to start? What is he going to do first? What is he going to do next? How much time has he given to each stage of the lesson? All these things let us find out from Mr. Joseph, and then we'll provide feedback to him. Yeah.
Sir, is my
please start, Mr.
plan
Joseph.
visible on the screen? Sir, is it visible on the screen?
No, we have not started sharing.
Okay. Yeah, I'm
Ah.
sharing it.
Now you are sharing your lesson plan with us. We can see your lesson plan.
I think it is visible
Okay.
to all of you, other participants as well.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yes, yes.
This is my maiden effort. There may be mistakes. I do not know. I need Kishore sir's guidance and support, and everyone's valuable suggestions too. Sir, as we discussed last class, I have taken self-introduction as the topic.
Okay,
The skill focus is speaking.
okay. All others will keep our phones on mute. Our mics on mute, please.
Irfan, could you please mute your mic?
Sure, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Number of students, right from the beginning, number of students 18 in our class. The student level is intermediate, that is the undergraduate students who do not have high proficiency in using English language. It's a moderate proficiency. The topic is self-introduction. It can be introducing oneself or it can be introducing his friend or a chief guest. It has to be finalized. Depending on the time, we can discuss it. The skill focus here is speaking skill, one of the 4 skills of language. Sorry. The date is 9th July, that is tomorrow. The duration of the class is 30 minutes. The medium of instruction is English. Level it's B1 as it is mentioned intermediate. This is the first lesson of 2 lessons, so we have to prepare. The aim of the lesson, which is the general aim or overall aim, is the lesson aims to help learners introduce themselves in English and to introduce another person. That is the overall aim. The lesson aims to help or enable them to introduce themselves. And the specific objective, that is skill and function. By the end of this lesson, the learners will be able to introduce themselves in English and to introduce another person. Sir, is the specific objective right, correct?
Yeah. It's okay.
Okay.
It's okay. I would like to say something
Yes,
about the topic.
Yes.
Topic you said self-introduction / introduce another person. So when you use that symbol in between, it means either this or that.
That's what I am not very sure. I thought,
Are you planning to do both, or are you planning to do only one?
sir, I would like
If
to
you're planning to do only one, it's better you decide which one you would like to focus on and remove the other one. Otherwise, it's slightly confusing.
Sir, shall I combine both, because there is a pair activity coming up towards the end of it.
If you think you are focusing on both, then you can combine.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I would like to combine it.
Okay. Yeah. Next, please.
Next is the assumed.
Others also, please feel free to, other participants, please feel free to, come in whenever you feel like.
Yeah, most welcome.
Whenever you want to say something, please say whatever you want to say. We don't have to be correct always, See, we are learning every day. Yeah.
I need everybody's suggestion to make it better. Yes, sir. Shall I continue?
So I have a question.
Yeah, please continue.
There are two questions actually. The number of students, I suppose, is 20.
That can be corrected.
And duration, sir, if you can clear the duration, it's 25 or 30 minutes?
A total 30 minutes, 25 minutes of teaching, and 5 minutes towards the end for wrapping it up with feedback.
Okay. Thank you.
Kishore sir, is it so?
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. 30 minutes is the time you get.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, duration is 30 minutes, right?
Okay, moving on to the next step, that is the assumed knowledge or the assumptions. The learners have already learned the use of tenses and some describing words to describe person or places, that is adjectives, the grammar elements. They have also understood the difference between formal and informal way of speaking, that is formal versus informal language. If the situation is informal, the tone and the expressions could be informal. If it is a formal situation, definitely they will use formal expressions. They all are also familiar with time wish or greetings. So when you introduce yourself, you begin with greeting or wishing the listeners or audience. So they are also well familiar with it. That is my assumption about their previous knowledge. Anything with regard to this? Any suggestion or any remark, comment, criticism?
To say that they are familiar with the differences between formal and informal.
Okay,
is it
sir.
realistic? Do our students, do they know the difference between formal and informal?
I suppose
Let's reflect on.
Yeah, because since it is for the
We keep using the terms formal and informal. But I want to know from you, do teachers focus on formal and informal aspects of the language anytime? They simply say write formal letters. But what is formal? See, when you write something, how do you know that what you have written is written in formal language? So how to find that out?
Sir, it is, we can give examples, shall I?
No, we can give, but do you think your students who are learning to, introduce themselves and introduce others, do you think they will know the difference between formal and informal language? Maybe, see, if they know the difference between formal and informal language, maybe they also know how to introduce themselves. I don't know, I'm just asking because you see, you know the ground realities, your students better. I'm just asking a question.
You are absolutely right, sir. My assumption was undergraduate students must be familiar with this formal and informal, and also
Okay, doesn't matter. This is your assumption, okay?
Yes.
Maybe when you start teaching, if you realize that they don't know the difference, maybe you'll do something
okay, sir.
at that stage.
Moreover,
it's only an assumption. Yes.
Moreover, though we say that self-introduction is an easy task, or very often people feel that it is a very easy question. Tell me something about yourself. If there is a question in an interview, or it's a job interview, or it's an admission, or if it is a party, people suddenly think that it's very simple. It sounds very simple, but it is not so, because many have shared their experiences of their first interview, but they get panicked, nervous, and they do not. Yesterday, when madam was asking us to introduce ourselves, the first thing, what should I begin with? There was a confusion, even though we have experience and we have been teaching quite some time. Suddenly, there is a nervousness set in, and we do not know where to begin with. What should I say about me? Is it my name, or it's my whereabouts, or my qualification? There are a lot of things. Even if we are proficiency in language is very high, there are a lot of things to improve. That could be one area. I would be sharing one of my experiences and video clipping to motivate the students. That is further explained in the stages. Here, the materials as teaching aids, which I would like to use either blackboard or whiteboard for some diagram, PPT, and a video clipping worksheet. These are the materials which I would be using.
Okay.
Anticipated problem.
Mm-hmm.
The learners may have inhibition initially.
Mm-hmm.
As I just mentioned, because the nervousness in even adult or well-educated people have sometimes inhibition in speaking. Unless they have practice, they cannot overcome this difficulty.
Yes.
They may also have certain doubts like how to begin or how to end. Should it be formal or informal? So they may have some doubts. The learners may have knowledge of different structures or patterns of sentences for introducing themselves, but may not have had, I wanted to say may not. I think may not have had opportunity to select and adapt them appropriately. So in the class, when they have this practice, they will decide this. Therefore, the facilitator can help them choose. That is my anticipated problem.
Okay.
Now, moving on to
If you look at the problems, anticipated problems, so you can classify them into two categories. One is effective factors, like inhibition. We talked about inhibition, nervousness. Okay. So this is an effective factor. So you will have to handle this. And also the second one is something to do with the language. Okay. All right. Hello. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
We can
Yeah.
hear you, sir. We can hear you.
But I think we can't hear Joseph. I don't see him on the screen.
He is not audible.
And I think he has left,
He has left. He has left.
so he'll come back. We'll wait for him. Sometimes this happens. Yesterday, when I was, I completed my, session. I was listening to Udaya, and all of a sudden, I got disconnected. I don't know how it happened.
Sir, I have a question to ask.
Yes, Sunita. Yes.
Yes, sir, while stating our assumptions and anticipated problems, sir, is it, won't it be a time-consuming thing to write down and read out the full sentences in?
You don't have to. That's what I have told
Or we
Joseph
can
also.
use bullets.
You can see, let it be time consuming, see, you're doing it at home. You have a lot of time to write. See,
Yes, sir.
but in the session, practice teaching session from 4 to 6 every day. Today, of course, we have time for discussing lesson plans, but from tomorrow onwards, it will be only in the evening. So you can just orally say what you're planning to do. You don't have to read out everything.
No, sir,
Okay.
what I'm actually trying to ask, sir, is that when we are giving our practice teaching sessions, at that time, do we, sir, it is there that we are going to explain it in full sentences, but while placing them in the lesson plan format, isn't it wise to use bullets in bullet forms, just in a major
No.
pointers are to be given?
Now, how does it help? How does it help? See, there are some marks for lesson plan. Once you submit your lesson plan, say oral feedback, we'll give, but will not give any feedback. Will not return the lesson plan because it's part of the examination.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so it's better if it is written in full sentences.
Okay, sir.
Sometimes you can do, if there are many, then you can list, these are the problems I anticipate, during my teaching. Then you can list them. There's no harm. There's no hard and fast rule. See, whichever way is better, whichever way is reader friendly, you can use that. Okay. But if there are only one or two and you need to explain that, it's better you write in full sentence.
Sir, for anticipated problems, we can also list down the questions that we anticipate that the student might ask.
That of course, we have to see. We have to anticipate the questions and anticipate the problems and build in answers and solutions. Answers to the questions and solutions to the problems. That we have to do. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
So
Yes.
at every stage, for example, later Joseph, will tell us, after the first stage, second stage, he will say, most of my students may not have the language required for introducing themselves. Okay. So the teacher plans to give them the phrases which are usually used while introducing themselves, like that. So you don't have to write the question, but you have to provide justification for doing what you are doing. In the lesson plan, you have to say, Joseph, you're back.
Yeah, I had a technical problem, sir.
Yes, yeah.
Sorry, everyone. And
Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you, sir.
And we will discuss, Anamika. We'll
Okay, sir.
discuss.
Okay, yeah, please, sir.
Yeah.
If you open my file, by the time we can complete what you are talking.
No, actually the question was, these anticipated problems, okay, can they be listed as bullet points? That was
Definitely.
the question. I said it's okay, but if there are not many, you can write in full sentence.
Okay. Yes, yeah. If it is bullet point, it is easy for reference.
Yeah, doesn't matter. That's the final thing I said was, whatever is reader friendly and whatever is permitted in a formal document. These two things we have to remember. This is a formal document. Okay. So whatever is permitted in a formal document and whatever is reader friendly, whatever we write, it has to be reader friendly. Okay. So keeping those things in these 2 points in mind, you can decide how you want to present the information in the lesson plan.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Moreover, lesson plan is for the reference for the teacher. So if you
Yes, it's mainly for the tutor. The tutors will understand.
yeah.
Okay. So you decide how you would like to present. I will have no problems with that.
No, in real life situation also, it is for our reference and it is not for the students. And therefore, if it is comfortable for you, if you are okay with the points, whichever format it is.
Joseph, but in real life, you don't have to write a lesson plan. It would be a mental lesson plan.
Yes.
See,
Sir.
you prepare a plan in your mind.
Yes.
Okay. But this is an examination. There are some marks for the lesson plan too.
Okay, sir.
Okay. That's the reason why we need to be slightly careful.
Sir, is it visible now?
Yeah.
The anticipated problem, anybody else has any other point to share with me? One is bullet points taken, your opinion is appreciated.
Apart from the academic anticipated problems, I think in an online class, the technical problems are also to be looked at. They might have a problem with their mobile or internet devices or something like that. Should we mention that too?
I think sir will tell you my opinion. We can anticipate. Just right now we have experienced the problem.
Yeah. That is understood.
Yeah.
That is taken for granted. There can be problems.
Yes.
Yeah. It's part of the game.
Yes. Okay, moving on. Now the various stages of the lesson begins.
Yeah.
That is, the time duration for this stage is 5 minutes, which is a warming up session. A short video clip is played in order to motivate the learners.
Mhm.
The facilitator shares his experience with the learners, which will create interest in the learners to learn.
Mhm.
Here, I would like to do an integration of listening and speaking.
Mhm.
The interaction pattern here is a question answer discussion method.
Okay.
The teacher activity is the facilitator asks the following questions. What have you noticed in the video?
Mm.
Was the speaker friendly or serious?
Mhm.
It can be any other because we can also concentrate on the language element or structure pattern. Also here, I would like to listen from you. Or anybody, any other participant, anything else we can focus on. It's a short video of a self-introduction.
Uh-huh. Once you finish the whole thing, then I would like to say something. Okay, what will the learners do after the teacher activity?
Okay, the learners activity, being motivated and having listened carefully to the video played, the learners responds to the questions put by the facilitator. Ritual activity, that is listening and speaking. They are asked about the tone and language and explains them: friendly, formal, informal, etc. Here also the video, the material is the video clipping and the personal experience and some PPT. Then in the stage 1, after warming up the stage 1 for 2 minutes, the facilitator announces the topic, that is self-introduction, a brief lecture on it, and listening the motivated. Here I think mixed up with learners activity and teachers activity. Actually, it should go to the other column. Teacher activity, this is the learner activity I have mentioned. Listening. The motivated learners pay attention enthusiastically. That is learner activity. Sir, I was sitting late night till 2 o'clock.
No, doesn't matter. Yeah.
The facilitator introduces the topic by explaining the importance of learning how to introduce oneself in an effective manner.
Okay.
That is
Any comments? Now we will just see if there are any comments, suggestions from other participants.
Sir, hello?
yes,
Yeah.
Yeah, here, the first thing, the facilitator asked the following questions. What have you noticed in the video? Was it the speaker friendly or serious? Just I am curious to know, so what does it really matter, whether he is friendly or serious? What are you trying to actually portray? What is the intention behind to show, to use these words, friendly or serious?
is the question to me, sir?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is question to Jinjo also. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you. The intention is to make them familiar with the difference between your verbal and non-verbal communication, your body language, attitude. Because when you introduce yourself in a formal situation, you should have a very kind of formal, not very serious. It can be friendly, because that will enhance your confidence. If you are nervous, the tone and the language that we choose make us all the more serious and nervous. So feel free to talk when you introduce, because it is about you. If it is a party or it's a gathering of friends, we don't feel so. But in a formal situation, the tone matters. If you are nervous or panic, it affects your total communication, because communication is not only speaking sentences. There is a lot of non-verbal elements involved in it. that is your tone and your nature, your attitude, all these things matter. Therefore, I want them to observe the speaker's attitude and tone.
Okay, okay. Yes. Yeah, okay.
Mr. Chakravarti, am I clear?
Yes, sure. I got the point.
Any other comment? Okay, Joseph, your anticipated problems, that section is very clear.
Okay, sir.
Actually, it helps you in deciding what you should include in the lesson. For example, you have said the learners may have inhibition initially. They may also have certain, where is it? Please don't move it. The learners may have inhibition initially. They may also have certain doubts like how to begin, how to end, should it be formal or informal? The learners may have knowledge of different structures or patterns of sentences for introducing themselves, but may not have any opportunity to select and adapt them appropriately. Therefore, the facilitator can help them choose. Okay, so this is very clear. So you have a clear understanding of their needs. You have made, this needs analysis. Okay, analysis of their needs, and you have a clear understanding of this.
Thank you.
Okay, now what is the purpose? You have only 30 minutes, and out of 30 minutes, the first 5 minutes, you are going to focus on this activity where you are going to show them a video, and your question is the speaker friendly or serious? Now, what is the purpose of this activity? Please tell me, what is the purpose of this activity?
Because the later stage, I tell them about the non-verbal aspect of this communication. That is
Okay.
Because if they notice it there in the video, it will help in the next stage when I talk about that part.
Yes, but if you look at your lesson plan, the format which has been given to you, they have used this word warmer, but they have also said that you have to make sure that the students are ready to learn.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so first of all, make sure that they are ready to learn. You may spend 2 minutes on that.
Sir, this 5 minutes, in that I will be sharing personal experience which will create interest them, and they will be ready. That's what I suppose.
So you have to mention that somewhere.
Yeah, it is the stage. It is in the first box, sir. A short video clip in order to motivate the learners, and the facilitator shares his experience with the learners, which will create interest in the learners to learn.
Okay. Now, but when you look at the activity, you are saying the facilitator asks the following question after showing the video.
Yes.
Right? Now, when you show a video, if you can show a video of a student, who cannot introduce himself properly. Okay.
Yeah.
Then you show the video and then ask students, would you like to be in such a situation?
Yeah.
In real life, many times you need to introduce yourselves. Okay, you can give them some instances.
Okay.
So these are the places where you need to introduce yourselves. These are the contexts in which you need to introduce yourselves. Okay.
Sure,
So
sir.
would you like to make a good impact on the audience, or would you like to end up doing something like this?
Correct, sir.
Okay.
Right. I will.
So that way. So in the next 20 minutes, I'm going to help you to introduce yourselves effectively.
Very good point, sir. I will add.
Maybe something like that, just
Yes,
off hand, whatever has come to my mind, I'm telling you. So you can think about it. See, this body language, verbal communication, non-verbal communication, they can come later.
Okay.
And in the process also you can, even in that video, you can say, why do you think this student could not introduce himself or herself properly? So you can talk about the language, you can talk about the body language. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And today I am going to help you overcome these problems. I'll focus both on language and body language.
Sure. Very good
So
point.
that way you create an atmosphere
Yes.
for learning this
This will
topic.
be- Yeah,
Okay.
it will be incorporated.
Huh? No, you just think about it. You don't have to do as suggested by the tutor. These are only suggestions. Finally, you can come. Maybe when you think you come up with a better idea.
Sir, you have better experience than us.
No. It's not that. It's not that. Sometimes new people have better ideas. Okay. So the point I'm trying to make is this is for everyone, not for you. Everyone. First of all, the students need to be convinced about this topic. They should think that they should learn this. They should pay attention to what the teacher is saying in the class.
Sir,
Okay. So they should take the task seriously.
I would like to listen to other participants as well, because yesterday
Yes, please.
somebody was telling me from Chandigarh. One teacher was I think she is into this type of communicative language training for engineering students.
Yes. Yeah. So we don't have time, so I haven't asked you people to introduce yourselves actually. But when you start teaching, I thought I'll ask you just introduce yourself first, for a minute, and then start your class.
Okay, definitely.
That would be better,
Yes.
So we'll remember also.
Yes.
And all of you introduce yourself at one go, it's sometimes difficult to remember also.
Okay.
Yes.
We had a brief introduction in the
Yeah. So, any other comments, please? Please react to what he has said, what I have said. See, this is one example, from this example we are going to learn, and we don't have to have such detailed discussions for all the lesson plans.
Sir?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yes, sir. Sir, I have a doubt in that, like the other colleagues has presented in this manner. So like the participant like me who is not technically sound well. So sir, what shall be the way to present the lesson plan? Those who are not as technically sound people like me.
You don't have to present the lesson plan. You just talk about your lesson plan, okay, so that others know what you plan to do, right?
Okay, sir.
You don't have to show your
Thank you.
lesson plan to your students.
Okay,
Okay.
sir. Thank you, sir.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah, Mr. Irfan, I am also technically very savvy, because I told you yesterday that I am technically backward community person. So it is
Yeah.
just
So first, something to motivate them. Yeah.
yeah, this is just a PPT.
Then
Not even PPT. This is a Word document which I am sharing on the Google platform. Sorry, that
Yes.
platform. You prepare it on a Word document and share it on the Zoom. There is a share button. That is very simple.
Okay.
You can learn it. That is not a big deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can watch a video on YouTube on how to
Yes.
share. Okay, and then you can do it. Okay. Second thing, Joseph, you have a question. Was the speaker friendly or serious? You can still ask this question. Okay, if the speaker is friendly, let us say, then do you think it's a formal situation or informal situation? This is how you can lead them to formal, informal. Okay,
Yes.
because it's an informal situation.
Yes.
He's okay. So maybe he's friendly and serious doesn't mean, but you can't be smiling all the time when you are making a formal presentation.
Yes.
When you are introducing yourselves, you need to be a bit serious, not very serious and all that. So this word serious is ambiguous actually.
Okay. Okay. Yes.
So see, you cannot be smiling all the time, and because it's a formal presentation. For example, if you are making a formal presentation, you have to first introduce yourselves, and you should look serious, and people will take you seriously.
Okay.
So if you, I understood what you. I have understood what you're planning to focus, but still, that word is bit.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Friendly or not?
So this is just to make them guess whether it is a formal situation or informal situation.
Yes.
Then you can say, yes, we have to introduce ourselves, sometimes in formal situations, sometimes in informal situations.
Yes.
Do you think we can introduce ourselves in both situations the same way? It could be, like you said, interaction, question answer method. Then they will say, no. How is it different? Is it in terms of language? Is it in terms of body language? Okay. So like that, slowly, so you can lead them to
A discussion.
what you want to, yes. And your discussion will take them to what you want them to focus on.
Okay.
Okay, stage 1.
Stage 1 is then okay. Then today we are.
Sorry to interrupt you, Joseph. One more thing I want to say. Don't say integration of listening and speaking. Your focus is speaking. You have to always keep that in mind. Of course, listening will be there.
This is just for my sake. I have mentioned it.
Integration of listening and speaking. See, this is a speaking activity. Speaking, your focus is on speaking skill. Listening will be there. Without listening, how can you speak? That's understood.
Having gone through some of our units, then I came across this element of teaching plan. I thought of putting that into for my learning purpose, sir.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. But your focus is on speaking skills.
It will not be shifted.
Listening, of course, they have to listen to answer your question.
Yes.
To speak. Okay. Now, then you announce the topic.
Yes, sir. Today we will practice the self-introduction, and we will overcome our difficulties or inhibition if whatsoever. And I will help you overcome these difficulties this lesson today. So I will introduce the lesson like this.
Now any comments from our friends regarding this stage 1? Are you all there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
What do you think about this word motivated in stage 1 under teacher activity?
By this time, I expect them to be motivated because of my sharing of experience and the video. I expect the learners are motivated. They have an enthusiasm and interest to learn.
Again, it's a bit ambiguous, So it can also mean that the motivated learners pay attention and the others don't.
Because I could motivate them at this stage.
Yeah, but yes, all the learners will pay attention now.
Yes.
Learners will pay attention. Otherwise, it amounts to saying that,
Correct.
the motivated learners pay attention.
So
See, actually, you are right. You cannot motivate all the 100 students in the class.
There's an ideal situation of an expectation of a teacher.
Yeah. But at least your plan should say that all the learners, only the motivated means what will the others do?
Yes, sir. I will change it right now, sir.
Pay attention. Yeah.
Excuse me, sir. I have a question, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I need actually, sir, in the warm-up section, sir, is the video has already been played or it is due to be played?
No. After play. First it will be played. They will be asked to watch the video. Then the things come. And dear students, we're going to watch a short video today. I will not say it is on self-introduction. So after that, only I will introduce the topic.
What if they don't answer your questions?
I will elicit some answers.
No, if they don't answer, are you going to provide answers or are you going to show them the video again?
I'll show them video again.
Yeah.
So then what should be the ideal length of picking up any video? So should it be in a less than 2 minutes or 3 minutes? Because if we need some extra time to replay it for the better understanding or for a proper understanding for the students, so that time should also be included in this warmer stage?
Yeah.
No, that is the reason I'm asking you these questions. Do you have time for all that?
Sir, the video which I checked only it is a 1 minute, hardly 1 minute video.
No, but if you don't have time and it doesn't, see, that is not the main thing. See, the video is only to prepare them for your task activities.
Yes.
So spending 5 minutes on that is not a good thing to do.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
So whenever we give a task to students, for example, just now you said, please watch this video carefully. You also tell them what they should be looking for. Watch this video and I'll ask you questions on the topic, on different aspects, on these aspects. Then they will
the point
attention to those aspects. Then one go, you will be able to get the answers from them on that. Okay, so whenever we give,
Yeah, I have a doubt. Should we mention
Yeah.
that in the lesson plan, or it should come in the execution part of it?
you see, the instructions part is not given here. A short video is played in order to motivate the learners, and the facilitator shares his experience. That's the second part. It has nothing to do with the video, or it is something to do with the video.
My first interview and how I answered this self-introduction part.
So that's a different thing. So a short video. B, the facilitator shares his experience with the learners. So these are two different things. Maybe slightly related, but still they are different things. After the video is over, then you talk.
Introduction. One is experience, other one is a real self-introduction.
Okay.
How
So
I
you
messed up-
decide.
how I messed up my self-introduction part once upon a time.
Yeah.
That and they also may have the same situation, so that will encourage them. That was my intention.
That's fine. So see, there are no hard and fast rules regarding this.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
The point we're trying to make is that first we need to motivate the learners. We need to prepare the learners for whatever we are doing. So we have to spend some time on that. It could be 2 minutes. It could be 1 minute. It could be 3 minutes. Okay. And how we will do? We will. There are different ways of doing it. You want to show them a video. You want to share your own experience. That's fine. Somebody else wants to do something else. Okay. There could be an activity. You can start with an activity. Ask them to do something, and then drive home the point that this is very important. Okay. So there are different ways of doing that. You decide how you plan to do it. Okay. So that's fine.
This time is also, we cannot say it is exactly 5 minutes or 1 minute. This is an approximate time.
Approximate, yes. The facilitator announces the topic, then listening, all the learners paid. Okay, the facilitator introduces the topic, explaining the importance of learning, how to introduce oneself in an effective manner. Okay, so you are going to do this with the help of a PPT.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
PPT will be on the screen when the lecture or discussion will be taking place.
See, as far as possible, in a language classroom, avoid lectures.
Yes, sir.
So whatever you want to say it by eliciting those responses from them. See, individually students may not have answers to your questions, but collectively 90% of the questions can be answered by students in a group.
Okay.
So what you have to do is, you have to ask questions.
Yeah.
Never give a lecture.
Sir, it is not a lecture, it's just an information.
So, we have to be careful about these words.
Yes.
Think like that. So,
Discussion I'll put.
discussion. Then we'll say, Mr. Joseph, Joseph's class was very learner-centered. Okay?
Yes.
It was very interactive. We'll say all those things.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Okay, next.
Stage 2, the facilitator gives a few structures, because now self-introduction
Structures.
patterns of sentences for self-introduction, and they are asked to introduce themselves using the pattern given. For example, I am Jijo Joseph. My full name is an alternate sentence. I come from Ooty. I've been working here for 10 years. So these type of sentences focusing on, because the assumption is that they are good at using tenses. So present perfect, continuous and simple present tenses are used here. So that will be focused on while talking. This is a classroom context. Terms talking about themselves. The facilitator appreciates.
You can ask one student. To introduce himself or herself. Then the student say, "My name is this." Okay.
Yes.
So you can say, "This is one way of introducing yourself. My name is." Okay. Is there any other way of introducing yourself? Is there any other way? I am. Okay. Like that.
Yes. Yes.
See, even the inputs which you provide in the form of questions and answers could be in a small activity.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So then you'll show the slide. So these ways you can introduce yourselves. Sometimes you can preface the introduction with something else like, let me introduce myself first. My name is, okay, this is also possible.
Yes.
Okay.
Excellent.
Before I start my presentation, may I introduce myself?
Yeah.
So this is preface which comes before the presentation. Okay. So like that, you can give different expressions which can be used. Okay.
Yes.
And yes. Okay. Next. First, elicit. See, you have to get these things from them.
Yes.
Through activities and everything. Then show them the slide.
Yeah,
Okay.
here when the student or the learner introduces, the facilitator appreciates by nodding, not or making as you respond to my this one that sound will can encourage them to talk continuously. That's how accepting what they have said. So now next the third stage. Learners are given a task sheet for a pair activity. Here, this is
Okay.
they are to collect information about their partner so that they can introduce each other to the class.
Yeah, that's a good activity. Okay. Next, stage 4.
Stage 4 is the pair come in front. The one pair can be called in front of the class to introduce each other. So after this is an interactive session in the class. Two will be they all will be collecting information about each other. The class will be divided into groups comprising 2, and 1 or 2 depending on the time available. One can come in front and introduce to the class.
Yeah.
Speaking their practice. The facilitator observes and appreciates the performance. And they can use their task sheet for this activity. Task sheet will have 2 columns. One is information about themselves, that is my full name is this, and their friend's name. So two, it will be divided into 2 columns. That will help them gather information. Is that okay, sir? Am I audible? Hello?
Yes, you are audible to me.
Yeah, I think sir is not.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Sir, can you hear me?
I can. See, I was talking, but I didn't realize it was muted.
So the task sheet will have 2 parts, 2 columns. One will be for information for self-introduction. The other part is for gathering information about their friend. They will use while introducing.
Okay.
And next is the summing up. So if the speaking activity is done, if time permits, 2 or 3 groups can present.
Yes, and you can ask other students to provide feedback to them in addition to you.
Feedback.
Yes. Right.
And now come to the end of it, the summing up, evaluation. So we will once again revise whatever we did the day for this, and after this,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, I think it's a good lesson plan. Okay.
yes, sir.
So you refine this and you think of the activities, and if you are asking questions, include the questions also in the lesson plan. What questions you'll ask students.
Yes. Yeah,
Those things also you have to include in the lesson plan.
it was done in a hurry, sir.
Yeah.
So we didn't have enough time also.
We'll just take 2 minutes break. I have an important phone. Call. I have to attend to it. So I'll just get back to you
Yeah,
in
I
2
think
minutes.
this time other participants
2
can-
minutes. Others can get ready for their presentation. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you everybody for your suggestions and guidance.
Thank you, Joseph.
Thank you as well.
Thank you, Joseph.
Thank you, Joseph.
It was a good plan.
So, still it has to be refined, I think, fine-tuned.
No, I think especially as you've also stipulated some time in the end for feedback and for summarizing.
Yes.
I think that will help you if you have any trouble or anything.
Definitely.
You have some time to take care of that as well. So, yeah,
And we
I think we all
also
learned.
take a feedback, was it helpful for them? Was there any shortcoming or anything?
Yeah. Yes, true. I think we all learned a bit from you as well. So thank you.
Of course, your suggestions were also very encouraging, and your patient listening is also very important, because sitting in front of a computer or screen at this point of time, and we are all grown-up people, having had experience of teaching for long, sitting like a student is very difficult now. I in fact empathize with my students who spend time from morning till evening listening to a screen.
Yeah, that too.
This is a very difficult situation. Kishore sir, have you prepared your lesson plan? Not sorry, Kishore sir, Chakravarti.
Yeah, I'm back.
Sorry, yeah, thank you.
Sorry.
It's okay, sir.
It was an important call, so I had to take it. Yeah. So the next teacher, who is going to come next? Any questions on the lesson plan? Now I think after Joseph's presentation, we are very clear about the lesson plan, what we need to include in the lesson plan.
Sir, I have a question, sir. Sir,
Yeah.
to you, sir. Sir, actually, I want to know, sir, whatever language or whatever choice of words we are going to use to put in our lesson plan, so that we have to be very careful about, because if it sounds or it appears ambiguous to the evaluator, then our marks will get deducted.
Yeah, of course, yes. So this is, you need to communicate with your tutor, correctly. Yeah, the choice of words is very important.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other question, please? Because we won't have such detailed discussions later. Now, this is an example lesson plan. Yeah.
I want to ask a question, sir.
Yes.
Sir, can we take the grammar topic in isolation for making lesson plan?
Yeah, you can. What do you mean by in isolation? As a standalone course, do you mean as a standalone class? It is not integrated with the other teachers' lesson.
I mean to say, sir, I want to teach voice to my students. So can we take only voice person to teach my students?
Yeah, you can do that. See, in isolation means, there are two things. One is, in isolation means, see,
yes, sir.
In the past we used to teach grammar in isolation. That is the help of individual sentences, not in a context. But now we prefer to teach grammar in a context, because the meaning changes in a context, So,
yes, sir.
nowadays we teach grammar in context. So, are you referring to that when you say isolation, or are you asking me whether your class can be a standalone class, not integrated with other lessons? We said yes, it can be. So, you can teach voice, passive voice and active voice to your students.
Yes, sir. Sometimes, generally, what we do in our schools, actually, we teach. We have been given some grammatical topics to complete within the syllabus. So we teach the grammar. Sometimes what we do, we teach the grammar while teaching the text also, and sometimes we teach the grammar in isolation. So I actually I wanted to ask whether we can take the grammar in isolation or not.
You can, but it helps if you provide examples in context.
Sir, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Any other question, please? No questions? Is the second teacher ready with his or her lesson plan? Who is the second teacher?
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I had a query about choosing a topic. Can we choose a topic right now, or will we be given it later?
No, we won't give you any topic. You have to choose your topic.
All right, sir.
Okay. Say for example, right now, Joseph has decided to teach students how to introduce themselves and how to introduce others. Okay. So in speaking, somebody else can focus on asking for information and giving information. Or it could be asking for directions and giving directions, or describing a person, or describing a product, or different ways of agreeing and disagreeing. See, these are different functions.
We were shared a list.
Speaking.
Of all the possible
writing, it could be writing a formal letter, writing a good paragraph, writing an argumentative essay, writing a descriptive essay, writing a discursive essay, different types of essays. Okay. So it can transition markers, use of transition markers, vocabulary, use of transition markers, guessing the meanings of the words from the context, reading passages. Yes. Yeah, Anamika.
Thank you, sir. So, sir, can I start preparing on note taking and note making?
You can. Yes.
Right.
Any topic is fine. Any topic is fine. No?
Thank you.
Anything related to language, reading, writing, listening, speaking, vocabulary, grammar, note taking, note making. Okay. And study skills. Right. Yeah. Next question, please.
Excuse me, sir, Anamika here. I have similar, my question is similar in line with what Manik has asked. Like the document already has given few options to us in terms of topics.
Okay.
Like Jijo has very comprehensively stated and explained what or how a lesson plan he has, how he has planned the lesson. But I don't know, I am a little jittery about since I did select this asking yes and no and information questions. I'm a little jittery how to go about distributing it into further stages. So I don't know, I am, it's a little, what to say, a little nerve-wracking
First of all, you need to convince yourselves that this topic is necessary for the students at this level. Okay, they will benefit from this. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Number 2, you have to think of ways and means of motivating the students. First 2 minutes, what are you going to do? Okay. Then if you want them to, do you want them to ask questions and then answer questions, no? Yes, no questions?
Yes, no questions and information.
So, do you think they can ask questions? They have the ability to ask questions correctly?
Yes, sir.
Then there is no need to teach, no? If it is yes.
Okay. We have to assume that they do not know how to correctly frame a yes and no information.
So that's the reason why. That was my first question.
Okay, sir.
If you think that they do not have the ability, they cannot frame questions, then of course you have to take up this topic. Okay?
Yes.
Then you have to talk about the significance of this. Why should they learn this? Then you have to first teach them. First teach.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so first part teaching. Second part is giving them practice.
And then,
Okay.
yes,
So
sir.
this will be some kind of what do you call? What kind of practice? Practice is support.
In terms of giving
Okay.
handouts. or
Yes.
questions.
And third stage is, you give them a context and you ask them to do an activity where they have to focus on these questions and answers to those questions.
Okay, more like a real life scenario where they will.
Yeah. So you don't have to feel panicky about this. You don't have first decide on a topic, number one, stage one. Then decide how you're going to motivate them, number two. Then third stage, first teach them. So how are you going to teach them? What inputs are you going to provide them? How are you going to provide these inputs? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Sir, I would like to share with Anamika one point. As you mentioned in the beginning, plan your lesson in your mind first. That's what Kishore sir told me also.
Okay.
That's what I did yesterday. Since the time we fixed the class, I started thinking, what should I do? How to begin? So step by step, that order, in an order, this is be the first, and afterwards you will feel that it can be the second one. So that order, plan it in the mind. Then once a rough plan is ready in your mind, put it on the paper. So first step, second, third, this is what I'm going to do first. This will be the second, to motivate them. This will be better or this way. So please rough stage on the paper. So then revisit that, relook at that. Then you make the modifications. Then you put it on the table, which is the format is given to us. The place it there. Then you see that this is not appropriate here. This can be here. So change. So little bit of jugglery you have to do. So plan it in your mind first.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot for your idea. It's really useful.
Yeah.
Sir, I think Abdullah is ready with the lesson.
Yes, let him show.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Abdullah, would you like to start?
Yes, sir. Sir, first of all, I'm thankful to Jeju sir and Sir Kishore sir because I did not have much idea about how to prepare my lesson plan, and I did it in the morning itself. And I have learned many things from Joseph sir's lesson plan, and I will incorporate some points in my lesson plan as well.
Okay.
Basically, sir, what I am planning to do is that, sir, I have taken an excerpt from a play, and also I'll take an
First
excerpt.
of all, you tell me what is the topic, what is the aim?
Sir, I'm taking both the skills, reading and writing.
No, you cannot, because the handout very clearly says you have to focus on one skill at a time. You have to strictly go by whatever has been told to us.
Okay, sir. But sir, these things like writing or reading cannot be like done
That's
separately.
fine, but what is the focus? What is the focus?
Okay. So then can I like focus on writing itself?
Yeah, you can.
I can only.
No, you tell me what exactly are you planning to do?
Sir, I'm planning to do like I want to introduce my students to various forms of writing and various forms of narration also. So there is a different narration that is used in play, and that is a different form of narration that is being used in novel or fiction. So first of all, I want to introduce them
yesterday we decided that we will focus on language proficiency. See, these are intermediate level learners. Okay.
Okay, sir.
First of all, they need help with their own language. Okay.
Okay,
so this is something, what you plan to do is something which is done at an advanced stage.
Sir, I don't, sir. Can I just show you my lesson plan so that you can understand what I'm going to do?
But when you say, you can show me, there's no problem. But when you explain this to us also, we'll understand, what
Okay, sir.
you're planning to do.
So let me tell you that, sir, I have taken an excerpt from a play.
Okay.
And so there are some stage directions also. So, and there is the difference in a fiction which is not present in a play. So what I am doing is that, sir, I will ask them to convert it or to like present it in a form of passage. Like in the excerpt, there are dialogues between two characters and the stage direction given also. So I will just ask them to write it in passage form, like in paragraphs. So can that be done?
Yeah, it can be done. So how are you planning to do this?
Okay, sir, I will show you my lesson plans. So is it visible?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, sir. These. So this is the timing. I think 25 minutes that I will get.
Yeah.
And the level that you asked me to consider is intermediate in terms of language proficiency level. Then, sir, my aim is to introduce the students to various forms of writing and narratives and make them able to change the format from one to another. And specific objectives are to make them efficient in reading dialogues in a play and to follow the stage directions given in order to use them in to transform the narration.
Okay.
Assumption.
It's here, you said, ability to read the dialogues. Read the dialogues. Reading is necessary for doing the activity, but the focus is on the writing.
Writing itself. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, I have mentioned reading because that is necessary in order to write. Because the excerpt that I'll be giving,
that is fine.
I will
that
give.
is fine.
Yes,
That is
sir.
fine.
So the
Okay.
focus is on writing itself.
Yeah.
Sir, assumption, it is quite, I don't think it is good that learners will be able to distinguish. Assumption is that with the pre-knowledge of the learners, that I have to incorporate. I have to make it right.
We can't see your lesson plan.
You cannot see, sir?
Not.
Sir, assumptions.
We can see it, sir.
Can see there's some problem with my. I can't see the complete page. Now I can see. Yes.
So I have to change the assumption that I have given here. I will, like I said, sir, that I will assume that they can read. And now that they can read, so I will give an excerpt and they will transform it to writing. Is it in writing?
How does that help them? How does it help them? Is it a natural activity? Is it a natural activity? Do we do that outside the classroom?
Sir, we generally do not do it.
Then why are we doing something which we don't do outside the classroom? No, these are the questions we need to ask ourselves.
Yes, sir.
See, yesterday also we kept on repeating this. We will do in the classroom what they have to do outside the classroom. In other words, classroom is the place where they are actually prepared for using the language outside the classroom. So this is not an activity which we usually do.
Okay, sir.
So just think about it. Can't you think of something else, simpler, easier version of this?
Okay, sir. Basically, sir, I'm focusing on writing. So I will take something else later.
No,
writing.
it could be a letter writing. It could be writing a good paragraph.
Yes, yes, sir.
Something of that sort. See, there are two different things. One is literature, the other one is language. I think, we face this problem only, we only face this problem. No other teacher faces this problem. See, when it comes to other subjects, they study those subjects and teach the same subjects. But when it comes to us, we learn literature and teach language. If we do MA in English literature, and we have to teach language in the classroom.
Yes, sir.
So that's the reason why we have this course PGCT, actually, which helps teachers to also focus on language.
Yes, sir.
So please think about this, and in the evening you discuss your lesson with Dr. Udaya.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
I will take something else then.
Yeah, you take something else. You take something else.
Sir.
Like you said, letter writing, formal letters.
Sir, can I comment on Abdullah Noman's lesson plan?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Abdullah, it's very confusing. Since you do not focus on a particular, topic, it's very confusing, sir. Actually.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Okay, I will think about something else. Like I can take any topic and I will ask them to write a passage about on this topic or something like that.
But remember, whatever you have to teach them that. Then only you can give them an activity. How are you going to teach? What inputs are you going to provide? What inputs are required to help them do that activity? Okay, so first teaching, then practice.
Okay, sir. Then the practice part will be given as an homework, right, sir?
No. Practice has to be in the class.
Okay.
Assignment can be a homework.
Yes.
Okay, sir.
Abdullah, do not worry. This is a learning platform. That's
all. All of us.
Yes.
Like yesterday, somebody was saying, I don't have experience and all that. When I did my PGCT in 1987, even I did not have any experience of teaching.
Yes, sir.
I was also very nervous. I can understand those problems, but we don't have to worry. We will learn as we go along.
So actually, sir, what happened is I deal with these things like plays and literature and novel.
Yeah.
So the first thing that came into my mind is this.
You are right. But Abdullah, in the schools and colleges, we have to teach language to our students.
Yes, sir.
And this course, practice teaching. In practice teaching, we don't have real students now. But as I said in the past, we used to have real students. And the course was called Proficiency Course, English.
Yes.
So it's a proficiency course. It's a language course. We need to focus on the language. Of course, you can make use of short stories, novels, and all these things, for learning the language. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So those are the tools.
Abdullah is your standard is very high. That's why we are all.
No, not that, sir. Actually, sir, I'm
start
learning.
with a simple lesson. Then in the next round you can think of something difficult.
Sure, sir.
Sir. Sir.
Yeah.
Am I audible to you?
Yes.
Actually, sir, Abdullah Noman has shared his lesson plan, and the students who belongs from the literature. Is there a problem, sir? That is why the Aligarh Muslim University Department of English offers ELT as a subject in the MA English literature, sir. So that is why basically we have to deal in schools, in the colleges. So even in the university, in the department, we have the compulsory English and general English. So we have to focus on a particular topic, sir.
Yes. Now this course focuses on general English.
General English, yes.
Proficiency.
Yes.
Okay, Abdullah. You think about this, and in the evening you discuss.
All right, sir. Sir. Thank you.
Dr. Udaya. Right. Thank you. Bye. Next teacher, please. Next teacher, yes.
Sir, I have one query, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, you are.
Sir, just like Abdullah lesson planning, I want one question about that. Can we take any lesson from the intermediate school prescribed book? So as you told that we have to focus on the skill. That is okay. We have to focus on the skill, but suppose we take a chapter from the prescribed book from the intermediate class 11, 12.
Are you saying whether you can take a reading text from a textbook?
Yes, just for help. We have to take
Definitely, you can get your see. You don't have to produce your own materials. You can as teachers, we have to teach the text given to us. See, we are not materials producers. Okay.
Yes.
So it's fine. It's fine. You can get your materials from anywhere. That is not a problem.
Yeah. Yesterday also that one of us asked about that. Can we teach poetry?
Poetry, no. Poetry, because this is a language proficiency course. Okay.
I'm a little bit confused about that.
Yeah, you see, this is a language proficiency course. So the focus on reading, writing, listening, speaking, and we'll not focus on literature here.
We will focus on the LSRW skills, but with the help of the text, can we teach?
With the help of a reading text, you can. Please avoid poems.
Okay, sir. Any passage from the text?
Any passage. You should be able to justify your choice. So after your class, we'll ask you questions. Why did you select this?
Sir.
Then you should be able to justify your selection. That's all.
Sir, I have a query, sir. Sir, can we pick in writing, sir? Sir, in reading, can we take any passage from the newspaper?
Anywhere. You can get material from anywhere. Yes.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes. You have to acknowledge the source. The source. Yes.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
The next speaker, please. Chakravarti, yeah.
Sir, I am sorry for this. I have still not final. I have prepared the lesson plan. If you permit me, can I show it in the evening, 4 o'clock session?
In the evening, you can discuss with Dr. Udaya. Yes. You can do that.
Still, I am under preparation, and I am not that confident whether I am correct or not in doing what I am. So I just got a little
you can discuss that in the evening. You can do that now.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. But all of you are now clear about how you should go about it. No, you have to plan your lesson first, as Joseph said, a mental plan. First, think about it, how you want to go. How you want to go from stage to stage. Okay, then you start writing, and then you present your lesson plan to us.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other question, please? By tomorrow, please finalize your topics, finalize your aim, finalize your objectives, and start thinking about your different stages of the lesson. What materials will you use? What tasks will you use? Okay. And what kind of interaction will you have in the class? What will be your role? What will be the learner's role? What will be the material's role? All these things, you think about these things. See, whatever we do in the classroom, there has to be a justification for that. Whatever we say, whatever we do, whatever we write on the blackboard, okay, whatever we show on a PPT slide, okay, all these need to be justified, because after the class, you see, all of us will ask you questions regarding these things. Okay, so tomorrow group 1 will be teaching, right? Group 1
Same
will
this
be,
time, 11 o'clock.
yes, will be teaching. Okay. Group 2, please make a note of this. You will look at the aim and the objectives. Okay. You will look at the aim and the objectives and see if the aim and objectives and the rest of the class, if they go hand in hand, if the teacher has succeeded in achieving the aim and the objectives of the class. So group 2, please look at that. Group 3, look at the motivation, the first and the other stages, okay, and you need to comment on those. How was the lesson structured? How was the motivation? Then how was the second part? How were the inputs provided? Okay, and what kind of practice was given to the students? All those things, group 3. Please make a note of this, group 3. Group 4, please look at the tasks and activities which are used. Tasks and activities. Tasks and activities. How are the tasks and activities? Okay. Group 5, you need to look at the role of the teacher. The role of the teacher. Right? Group 6. So how was the teacher? Was the teacher effective? Okay. All those things. And group 6, the role of, what else is remaining? We have looked at the aims and objectives. We have looked at the different stages. We have looked at the tasks and activities. Then the role of the teacher, the role of the learners, were the learners passive, were the learners active? Okay, were the learners participating in the activities? Was the learner involvement in the class? All those things, the role of the learner. And group 7, overall comments. Okay, so for each teacher, we have roughly 10 minutes. We don't have more than 10 minutes for discussion. So as soon as the 3 classes are over, so we'll start discussion. I will ask group 2 to focus on aims and objectives, ask questions for clarification to the teacher, or they can give their comments, or if they feel that something else should have been done, then they can suggest those. So group 2 will do that. Group 3 will look at how the lesson has been structured, how was the motivation, okay, how was the inputs part, how was the practice part, okay, how was the homework production part. Then group 4 will look at tasks and activities. How were the tasks and activities? Were they appropriate? Did they succeed in achieving the objectives of the lesson? Okay, how were the instructions to the tasks and activities? Were they clear? Okay, on all those things. Then on the whole, how was the role? If you want to say something about the role of the teacher, group 5 can do that, and group 6 will focus on the role of the learner, and group 7 will provide overall comments on the lesson. So this is how we will do the discussion. So all of you have to participate. There are some marks for participation, okay, and you have to take down, detailed notes regarding all the lessons, because you also have to write observation reports. Okay, so these notes will help you in writing the observation reports. Okay, any questions?
Sir, while observing the teachers who are going to present their teaching session tomorrow, we have to take note of comments, all of them, all the participants who have been who have been allotted the list of activities, or the list of the the list of areas that they need to comment on, those we can take in our consideration all those comments while preparing a rough observation report of each and every participant and the teacher who has been going to.
First of all, you need to note down what the teacher has done. Okay. You can also note down what others have said. Those the suggestions. If you have to provide suggestions to the teacher, so those can help you in writing that section.
So while writing our observation reports.
See, observations is not a summary of what the lesson was.
Okay, sir.
Summary plus your suggestions, comments. It should also include your suggestions, comments.
Okay, sir.
You cannot say the teacher, the topic was this, the teacher started like this, teacher first motivated the students, then he did this, he provided these things, he gave them these tasks and activities, the learners did these activities, then he gave them some practice activities, these were the activities. This is just a summary.
Okay, sir.
So you have to provide a critical summary. It's not just a list of things which were done. What are your views on those things? How effective were these?
So observing and commenting on those, we can cite those things as well in our observation reports.
Cite what? Cite what?
So cite their comments or their observations, because I think.
So if you agree with those, you can include them in your suggestions.
Okay.
Don't have to say this person has said that, that person has said that. See, lesson is different, discussion is different.
Yes.
You have to write a report on the lesson. Okay. So when you provide suggestions, for example, the teacher has done this. Okay, it was good, but it would have been better if the teacher has done this in this way. Okay. So there, others' comments, suggestions, whatever was discussed in the group discussion may help you. Okay.
Yes, sir.
But these are two different things. Group discussion is different. Lessons are different. You have to write a report on the lessons. Okay. It should not be just a summary.
Sorry, sir. Sir, for the role of the learners.
Role of the learners.
So, role of the learners. How will we observe the things, sir? Because all the learners here, the participants, like others, except the first group, those who are teaching, all the 5 groups are the learners.
Yes, they're all learners. Yes, the teacher will ask them questions. They will answer. So all of you will participate in the activities.
Yes, sir. Then how can we judge, sir? Because all the participants are in the different places. Is it?
So it doesn't matter. They are on your screen.
Okay, sir.
You can see them on your screen. Today you have observed. You have noted how many people have spoken. What did they say? Everything you have heard.
Yes, sir.
So this is how tomorrow also when they teach.
It means we have to.
Sometimes you find the same teacher, speaking, same student speaking. So sometimes you find the involvement of all the learners. It all depends on how the teacher handles the class. Okay, so you comments of that. Was it a learner-centered class? That's the main thing. Was it a learner-centered class?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If you think it was a learner-centered class, why do you think so?
Yes.
If you think it was a teacher-centered class, why do you think so? Examples from the class. You have to provide examples from the class.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So we have to make a list of those things on.
Yes, you have to observe everything, but you will be asked to focus on this in the discussion. Day after tomorrow, this will change again. You will be asked to focus on something else. Group 3 will look at aims and objectives. Group 4 will look at motivation. So like that, So every day you will look at a different thing.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Any other question, please?
So one more thing, sir, I have to ask. So the things, the tasks that have been given to the groups, so is it the same for the all sessions or the different for the other sessions?
What
Means for
tasks
the
and
different
activities?
days, is it the same for the different days or?
What tasks?
So
the
like
groups,
role of the
for the
teacher,
groups.
for example, it has been given to me the role of the learners. I am in
Yeah,
group 6.
so only for today, only for today, only for tomorrow, only for
Okay.
tomorrow. Day after tomorrow, you will be asked to look at, you will be asked to give overall comments, sessions.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Third day,
Okay.
you will be asked to focus on aims and objectives. Fourth
sir.
day on motivation and other stages. Fifth day tasks and activities. See, by the
Okay.
end of one cycle, you will have focused on all the aspects.
Yes, sir. It will circle. Okay.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
sir. Thank you, sir.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Also, we have to prepare one observation report on a single participant teacher, right, sir?
Yes. But you have to write 2 observation reports. Submit 2.
So submit to means of this session and the earlier session which will take place after 20th July.
No, yeah, it could be like that, or it could be of 2 different teachers in the same session. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Observation reports of either one teacher
Yes, sir.
or 2 teachers.
Okay.
It could be from it could be from the first round. It could be from the second round.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
So while drafting that report, all the sections has to be taken care of, means the aims and objectives, and we need to comment on every things. The aims
Yeah.
and
Of course, you need to. Yes.
Sir, I think one format has been sent to us.
Yeah. I think it would be better if you go through the documents sent to you. Okay. Please prepare the reports as per the formats provided to you. Yeah. Any other question, please?
Sir, we were asked for task sheets and all, we were asked to do Padlet. Sir, do you suggest that we should go to Padlet and do, sir?
See, there are What about others? Any questions?
Good morning.
Sir, I have a question, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Not lesson plan. Just observe the lessons as they teach, because you won't have access to all the lesson plans. Okay? You just look at their lessons, how they teach. Okay?
Okay, sir. And there we have to observe what is the role that they are present.
Yeah. So what they're doing, is it effective?
Okay, sir.
Is it helping the students learn?
Okay, sir.
Sounds
Thank
like
you,
that.
sir.
Okay.
Okay, thank
You
you.
may not know what the aim of the lesson is because you don't have a copy of the lesson plan.
Yes,
But you
sir.
know, from the class, you will make a guess, no? Maybe the teacher is trying to teach this. So you can ask the teacher. So what was your aim? And then you can say whether the teacher was successful in achieving the aim. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So like that.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I have a question, sir.
Yes.
Sir, can we share the worksheets before the presentation begins?
Share with whom?
Share with the participants?
No, you have to, because participants are also going to be your students. So it would be better if you share those things when the time comes for that. For example, in stage 2, you are going to give them some activities.
Yes.
Okay. So at that time, you show that on the PPT so that all of them can see and do the activity.
Actually, sir, there is a problem. I was preparing this PPT on task exercises, and they have to read a particular passage and then move to the questions. Now, the problem with this method is that the passage, they won't be able to come back to the passage if I give them a PPT and question following it. Okay. So if they have a Word file with them of the task, they can have a better understanding of what's going around.
Yes, but you know, you will give them some time to read, don't you?
I will be definitely. Definitely, I will be giving them a time to read. Actually, I will be teaching. If I can reveal what I am teaching, I will be teaching degrees of.
The problem is, I can understand what you're saying. You know, see, the problem is if you send them the reading text as a Word document, then you know you might be talking to them and they might be busy reading that. They may not be listening to you.
Okay.
I see, that thing should not happen. So what you can do is you can select a passage, okay, and then divide the passage into small chunks.
Okay, sir.
First, ask them to read the first 2 paragraphs or 3 paragraphs. Okay. See, if you read the lesson, see, in my lesson I have written very clearly block 3, teaching reading. You should never ask them to read the whole text. What you have to do is, you have to ask them to read the first, you have to divide the whole text into 2-3 chunks. First, let them read those first 2 paragraphs, let's say. Then ask questions to check if they have understood the first 2 paragraphs. Once you are convinced that they have understood, then you show them the next 2 or 3 paragraphs, the next chunk. Whatever you can show on the screen, 2 paragraphs or 3 paragraphs. Let them read those 2 paragraphs. Okay? So if you read the lesson in methods course, block 3, you will find there are 3 stages: pre-reading, while reading, post-reading. And what the teacher should do in the while reading session is clearly mentioned over there. Just read it once, okay? And then you have to make sure that your questions are of 3 types: literal, inferential, critical. And also there should be some global questions, some local questions. There should be some questions to give them practice in skimming. There should be some questions to give them practice in scanning. All these things are, you have to make sure. We'll ask you questions, otherwise we'll say most of the questions are literal. There's no inferential question. Why did you not think of an inferential question? Or we'll ask you, why is it that there's no critical question in that? Okay.
Actually, sir, the subject matter that I have chosen for the Monday presentation is a grammatical item, that is a comparative degree, the degrees of comparison, and particularly focusing on the comparatives on D1. So I will be dealing with those that comparative degree.
Oh, in that case, see, so far I was under the impression that you are doing reading skills.
No, sir, I will be doing it in the second.
So that is the reason why I said let us be very clear about the focus of our lesson. Now the focus of your lesson is a grammar item.
Exactly.
So you just select those paragraphs or sentences which which you want to use as examples for introducing that grammar item. Okay?
Okay, sir.
And use them for teaching. You don't have to make them read the whole text.
Okay, sir.
Hmm?
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I had a little query.
Okay.
Sir, as I told you as well that I've decided to take up note taking and note making. So, sir, I was thinking about sharing a little passage with everyone on my screen, perhaps. And after that, I was planning to ask everyone to make notes on that passage. So, is there any way that I can perhaps see their notes and give them observations or feedback?
No, first of all, you have to teach them how to make notes. First of all, you have to teach them how to make notes. Then you give them a task or activity. Okay, and that is the problem. See, we have been asked not to share, not to allow you to share your email IDs with each other. No, otherwise, we could have asked the students, the participants to do the activity and send them to you so that you could provide feedback to them on the next day. So this is a real problem. This is a real problem.
Sir, for this, Suvarna ma'am has told us to use the Padlet for this reason only, so that we do not have
that fine. I was not there when this was discussed. I could not attend that session. Okay, that is fine.
Sir, I have a question, sir.
In that case, please let us finish this. In that case, create a Padlet wall. Create a Padlet wall. Okay, you go to padlet.com. Okay, you register as teacher. It won't take more than 30 seconds to register. It is free. Once you register, you go to the Padlet wall. You create one Padlet wall. You write the topic there, and you get a code. Okay, 4-digit code. You share that with the fellow participants. So they will do the activity and post their, answers or whatever on the Padlet wall. You can go through them later and provide comments.
All right, sir. That's great. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, we can do that. Thank you. Thank you for finding a solution to this problem. Yeah, I think it was Anamika.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Anamika.
Thank you, Anamika.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sir, I have a question, sir.
Yes.
Sir, can I take any picture and ask them to describe it?
You can do that. You can do that, definitely. But then the topic, your aim should be to teach them how to describe something. Sir. Okay?
Sir,
and then you have to first teach them how to describe.
Okay, sir. Okay? First of all, I can show them a video about describing a picture, and I also can speak something about it. Then I will give them a picture and ask them to describe it.
Yeah. First of all, you have to teach them. You have to give them the language as well as as well as the process of describing something. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Language is required also. They should remember certain things. To make it reader friendly, they should start from one end and go to the other end. It can't be a random description of something. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So all these things you can first teach and then ask them to describe.
Okay, sir. All right.
Yeah. First show them how to do something and then make them do that.
All right, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, can I take any scientific information?
Sorry?
To teach them, that is, can I take any scientific information to teach, that is, that awareness to bring about the drug abuse in the teens?
No, that is not, see, we need some topic. So you can take any topic which is interesting to the students. Okay? But creating awareness is not the aim of a language teacher. Okay, so you can use the text to teach them some language item. It is a means for teaching them the language. It cannot be the end product. So you cannot say aim to create awareness regarding this. No. So you will give them practice in reading, for example. Let us say practice in reading. The text will be on this topic.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Right. So we'll continue in the evening then. Okay. Dr. Udaya will be there. I think most of you are very clear. There will be some questions still left. As we go along, we find answers to those questions. Okay. So most probably today, I don't know whether I'll be able to join you, but tomorrow morning I'll be there at 11 o'clock. We'll start tomorrow. Okay. See you then. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much,
Bye.
sir.
Bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, all of you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.